Good morning, world, and welcome to the 64th episode of Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks, where your co hosts Jay and Cody meet you at the intersection of humor and sports expertise. If you're a new listener, welcome to the show. And if you're a loyal listener, welcome back. Um, April Fools.
Yep, we made it to April.
We got April
Uh,
Fool's Day today. And what do we got on the docket today, Jay?
it's a big day where we're going to talk about the NCAA tournament and the Final Four coming up this weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about the Giants quarterback room, the new bats that have taken over Twitter, and then we're going to finish up with questions. But it's always a good time to let them know where to find us this early on, Cody, and they
Yes, it
can
is.
find us on X at TMQBs. They can find us on TikTok at Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks. Well, at Tuesday, then MQBS
Mm-hmm.
abbreviated. And on YouTube at Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, what's the Spotify, Cody? Always forget Spotify. Is that at
Spotify.
Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks as well? All spelt out?
I've just always assumed if they're listening to us, they have our
No.
Spotify, but that's not true
Mhm.
anymore because we're on YouTube now. So let's see. For the list, I'm almost certain it's at TMQBS.
It's just Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks. You just search it, it pops right up, man.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
So
But
that's all four of our platforms.
that's all of them.
Yeah,
There's no
for now.
IG. Yeah, no IG yet, which
Mhm.
I'm still on my IG hiatus, but I am back on Snapchat for those wondering.
Loyal listeners know about that hiatus.
Yep. Um any since it's April Fool's Day, Cody, what do you have any memories of April Fools you'd like to share or any
Um,
that come to mind?
Nothing really comes other than silly, like little pranks. Nothing big. Do you have
Mhm.
something on your mind?
Yeah. It
What?
was like spring break when I was 6.
Hmm.
And I wasn't planning this April Fool trick, but I thought I had seen a snake. I'd honestly thought I had seen a snake, and I called everyone over, all the children I was playing with, because I was a child. Um, Turned out to be a coiled up doo doo, and then I just said April Fools to everybody. So I got bailed out by being. At first, I thought I'd made a fool of myself, but then I had made a fool of them, and that's
That
what
is
April Fools.
a
That's the biggest W I've ever called on April Fools.
that's a quick recovery too. How old were you?
About 6 years old, I
That's
guess
pretty clever
6 or 7.
for yeah, that's pretty clever for a young buck.
On my
Did
toes.
people buy it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but I had been fooled. My eyes. I've always had bad eyes. I guess I really thought it was a snake, but
Hmm.
it was not.
Hmm. Well, that was convenient as well that it happened on
hmm
April Fools, but quick thinking.
So if you make a fool of yourself tomorrow or today, just say April Fools instead of planning your shenanigans. I'm not planning any April Fools shenanigans.
That's I'm glad you shared that story because it kind of lets the listeners know the caliber of co-hosts they have on this podcast that can pull such a trick at such a young age.
hmm
Hmm.
Quick
So,
thinker.
yeah. Yeah, that's what's would you rather be born on April Fool's Day or would you rather be born on April excuse me, February 29th?
Uh, Probably April Fool's Day. I think it'd be harder going through maybe on grade school. Birthdays wouldn't be so fun, but once you got out of school, a little more mature, at least you got your birthday coming every year. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Then not every four. I would do you know what month you would celebrate it in?
March 1st.
Me too. I
It's
think
the
so.
day after the 28th. That's what I'd tell myself.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
sad situation. Try to time it up if you're a parent. Don't, around leap years, stay away from I guess May before the leap year, May, June before the
In my
leap year.
Yeah, man, in my opinion, I'm gonna be aiming for fall children when that time of my life rolls around.
Fall children. What's up with the fall children?
I'm a fall child. Maybe I'm biased, but I think it's the superior season to be born in.
You're talking about those what's it called, Cody? Are you speaking about the Gemini and
No, no, no.
zodiac signs? Is what you're
I
speaking
don't
on there?
I don't do astrology. I don't believe in that. Um, whatever you want to call it. Evil. Evil is what I call it. Um,
Evolution.
yeah. No, I'm just doing it because your kids are the oldest in their grade. Uh,
Mm.
and I like being born or in the fall because you're kind of celebrating, you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's all around your birthday. It makes a very exciting time of year.
I think that would
Uh,
make your birthday feel come faster as well. Like it will feel like
mhm,
it comes because which I don't think you won't the older you get. But as a child, having your birthday in the summer, it took forever for your birthday to get there because you're waiting on the school year to end each and
mhm.
every year. But
Yeah.
so you got some good reasoning behind where you're coming from. I think.
Hmm.
Especially when you're talking about being oldest in the grade, getting the
Yeah.
whip before everybody else gets the whip, you know?
Yeah. And it may sound shallow, man, but for sports, man, if your kids end up playing sports, I'll introduce mine to sports when I have them. And that's a little bit of an advantage too, being older. Um, and you
Mhm.
take any advantage you can get in this world.
That's right.
Hmm.
So the things you parents need to think about, if you're plotting parenting,
Mm-hmm.
if you're planning on it.
Now you can't always control it, Jay. There are going to be spontaneous
Incidents
and
or
pregnancies
yeah,
that are unexpected, and that's
that's why.
beautiful too in its own
Mhm.
way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's where you see your leap year, your February 29th babies. There's no
Yeah.
way
No.
they're at
No one plans to have their kid, at the end of February. Who?
or
It's a
April
terrible
1st.
time, but there's births year round because of that. It
Mhm.
happens.
Mhm.
It happens.
Circle of life.
Yeah.
Well,
That's it.
Cody, let's talk a little college basketball now that April Fools is out the way.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean this sucks. Where
Yeah.
where we're at now. We've got what no one wanted to see. It's four number one seeds in the final four. Uh,
Mhm.
Florida has made it by the skin of their teeth
Yeah.
the entire way. Um, man, it's ugly. This is the worst tournament ever, and I'm tired of people saying I might have been guilty of saying it last week, but it's gone too far. The people are
Yeah.
like, well, the good teams keep winning. It's going to be a better next round. No one wants to see 4-1 seeds, man. Nobody.
Duke's winning, right? That's what everything's pointing to.
Duke is winning.
And
I
college basketball sucks.
Yeah, at least this year. I'd rather talk about that, man, but we'll talk about a little bit of the games, but college basketball, college sports in general, we're gonna have to do something. Um, kids, I don't need to see kids transferring more than once in
Uh-huh.
college without sitting out a year.
Yeah.
I don't need kids like the Louisville transfer for to NC State, Mike James. I don't need him getting paid his NIL money when he didn't play a single second of the season, and he's transferring out of NC State now.
We need
There's
some
things that
rules.
need to change about the process.
Why do they wait so long? Because everybody knows that it needs to be changed. Regarding the portal. And another thing I want on the NIL stuff, Cody, I want to know how much everyone's getting paid. It needs to be open to the public
Hmm.
immediately. That way I know who to criticize the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the days of like you can't criticize these kids, they're just college kid, no more.
No,
Not when you're
no mas.
making not when you're making millions of dollars. I heard Cooper Flag was making like 5 mil. Kid's
Hmm.
supposed to be in high school.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Duke is the best team in this tournament, man. I don't think it's particularly close.
yeah. It's my nightmares came true, and
If
they've looked different all year. They've looked tougher than the teams they've had in the past that were one seeds and had their number one overall pick. But
I mean
they're
they
tough. They're bigger, stronger, mentally stronger, better, everything they are than whoever they're playing.
they're a
I think
great team.
Houston. I think Houston can match their toughness, and maybe that can be enough. But they're going to have Duke's going to have to play like a C minus game
Mhm.
to get it done, and that's my only hope. I don't see it happening though.
I mean, Bama could do absolutely nothing against them. Um, Charles Barkley said at halftime the only way Bama has a chance is that if they turn it into a track meet because Duke was too, they're just executing in the half court. Their defense was smothering. Mark Sears didn't do anything. He
Hmm.
had an awful game. He looked terrible, and Cooper Flag didn't even play good.
Nope,
That's
don't need
and
to.
yeah, they just dominated. It's a
Yeah,
team. Everyone knows their job. Everyone does their job. Man, it's I hate to see it. You never know, but it feels like it's Duke's year. And if Duke doesn't win this year, it should haunt them, especially after making it to the Final Four now.
the
Because
only I'm holding on to a little bit of hope that you know off the top of my head, it's hard for me to find a first year, your first attempt at the national championship. If you play in the game, I feel like all the best coaches uh, don't win it on their first try. Like Roy didn't win one. K didn't. I'm pretty sure K didn't win his first, and I know Jimmy V did, Cody, but that was only one and only. And Shire's looking to be a couple more championships than just one. So I'm thinking he should lose this one,
well,
and
and
and it'll
Jimmy
be good
V,
for Duke, and it'll be good for him because if not, it might be one. And Hubert didn't win his first either. People forget Cody, and that's
mm,
going to turn out to be a good thing.
you didn't forget though, did you?
No, he's been there, been up 14 at halftime,
Mm.
13, one of those.
Um, a couple games, man, that stuck out to me. Arkansas, Texas Tech. Uh, this was a game where, correct me if I'm wrong, Arkansas was up late. Yeah, they were leading the whole game, and then
Yeah,
Texas Tech came back, pushed it OT, um, ended up winning the game, and then so I wanted to see. I don't know why I'm kind of pulling for Calipari. Is that
yeah.
weird?
No, man, I am too because he's not on Kentucky. You're not pulling for Kentucky regardless. You can pull for Cal now that Kentucky's ran him out of the building.
Hmm.
And I thought going into that game Arkansas was going to win, and I thought they were going to beat Florida when they got to them, but
I did too.
they fell apart at I know they were up 6 with under a minute to go, and got sent OT, and then Florida survives Texas Tech. I don't think I think Auburn is going to beat Florida.
Or
I think Auburn's going to beat Florida. Duke's going to beat Houston, and then Duke's going to end up beating Auburn. But Florida has been they shouldn't have got past UConn, and they
oh,
shouldn't have got past. They really shouldn't have got past Texas Tech.
well,
They don't
Jay,
tough,
they
Cody.
they went on, I believe it was an 18-4 run in the last 2 minutes. This is if you're a Texas Tech fan, you'll never forget this. I mean, this is an all-time collapse. Like people need to get fired, probably. Uh, dude, and you know what it came
They
down
missed
to? They
two
missed the front end, two one
two
and
of them,
ones.
two
Make
front
your
end.
you gotta make your free throws, man. And even then, when you're up as big as they were, you even missing the free throw, you're like, there's no way. But they hit three straight threes and three straight possessions. And
Yeah.
I can't believe they gave that game away. I was sick to my stomach. Because I'm with you. I don't think Florida deserves to be there. I don't think Florida will be in the national championship. Uh,
If they play Duke, Duke will beat them by at least 20 points.
it
If
should
you
be
they
Duke
didn't,
Auburn. We should be
yeah,
getting Duke Auburn.
yes, and I think those are the best two teams in the country.
They are.
So I'm just hoping that game will end up being good. I think Duke could still run them out the gym, but Florida, the first half of the UConn game, they couldn't box anybody out. UConn at one point, I think I would say they had 10 offensive rebounds in the first half, and I feel like they couldn't rebound against Texas Tech. They're sure not going to be rebounding the ball against Duke, man. And I that's why I think Auburn should beat them, even that they're apparently the underdog. I wonder. Here, I'll figure out the outcome of the. I'm pretty sure Florida beat Auburn in the regular season. I don't know if they played more than once. Yeah, Florida beat them back in February.
That makes me think Auburn even more.
Yeah, me too, Cody.
Yeah. But we're taking. I mean, if we have to pick someone, we're picking Duke right now, right? I don't. I
Yeah,
don't know. I watched both of those games this weekend, the Duke games, and I just don't know how you can pick someone else.
I do think Caleb Love needed shout out my man for giving it his best effort. He just needed to score 50 because that was like Arizona's a game, but the Duke put up 100.
Yep.
They just outscored them at that point, even with Caleb Love going nuclear.
Yep.
So, but his shot in 2022 still holds more weight. Don't forget it. I will say it
I mean,
over and over again.
you still beat him in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I still beat him in the Elite Eight.
Correct. They're gonna they're gonna hit us in the face with this one though, Cody. Let's just not let a dynasty become over there. They're not going to be this team next year. I don't care who they got coming in because you
What's
don't get everything right.
but is Cooper Flag staying? That's what scares
No,
me.
no,
They're,
especially if he wins it.
they're
He.
saying I don't.
You think he'd come back? I don't even think he's coming back if he doesn't win it. But if he wins it, there's no chance he comes back.
I don't know, man. I think I don't know if kids think this way, but in my mind, if you're getting paid 5 million a year and you can get paid $20 million or more over 4 years to get a degree, and then I don't know.
Yeah,
What if you go to the NBA and get hurt? I I don't know, man. He'll probably go to the NBA either after this year or his sophomore year. But I'm just saying, it's a scary thought to think of him and Con Knipple coming back. It's a
yeah. That,
terrifying thought.
I'm not gonna think of something like that.
Okay.
I I don't see them ever losing again if they brought him back.
Yeah, they're so good, both of them. So
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I tried to think of Con Nipple comparison, but I can't. Like in the
No,
past, Duke
he's
players,
just his own thing. He'll
he's
sit
so
there and be a
strong,
spot
man.
up shooter and make you think that's all he can do, and then he'll just like take it to the rack and do something crazy.
And
You know,
one,
he's yeah.
he finishes through contact, man. It's something that they all finished. Well, Cooper Flag, the Sion James dude, and Knipple. I'd like to know how many and ones Duke averages a game between the three of them. I guess it's at least 3 or 4.
I'll tell you this, Jay. Four number one seeds making the final four. All brackets are null and void.
Yep,
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
even matter this year.
Cancel the
Um,
tournament. That's not what we do it for.
if you're the guy that picked all four number one seeds to make the final four and you won your bracket challenge that way, congrats.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some people just want to see the world burn. I don't
Yep.
know. That's not a win in my book, though.
No. Like you said, it's null and void.
Null and void.
um, So we've already that's our tourney recap, brother. Uh,
Yeah.
next next news, a little more exciting stuff, not so depressing because this tournament, this March Madness, has been nothing but depressing. I'm
Yeah.
happy we're about to get it behind us. But
Mm-hmm.
Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson are in the quarterback room on the Giants. Russ signed a 2 year deal, I believe, Cody. Like not much guaranteed to be a starting quarterback, maybe like 12 guaranteed. And there's a bunch of incentives like that could double it. But I'm pissed for Jameis Winston.
I'm upset. I want Jameis leading that team, and let's not. It's possible, but same reaction as you, man. I need Jameis Winston to be a starting quarterback. I don't care if Russ has to get hurt for that to
Well,
happen.
Russ will get hurt, and I don't know when. Just do not have the commies on the schedule the game after Jameis is supposed to play his first. Like he might come in a game. I'm okay playing him the game he comes in. I think it's the next game I'm worried about. His
He's going to
first
throw
week
for
there.
450 and 4 touchdowns.
I expect to play Jameis at least once next season. Meet
Mhm.
him on the gridiron, and I'm
Mhm.
hoping that he's coming off a heater when I meet him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just hung 35 up on the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, and
Because
now I get
he's going to throw about 5 picks now.
yeah,
The next
yep.
game after that. Mhm.
And I will be rooting for the Giants in every divisional matchup against the Eagles and the Cowboys, just not when they play the commies.
Mhm.
So I will be able to root for Jameis 4 games this year. And maybe some playoff implications towards the end. I hope he's playing for the Giants and can do some dirty work, man.
Are you afraid of going up against Mr. Unlimited?
None. No,
But he is unlimited
he's unlimited. I think he's starting to be a little bit limited though. So after
in
this
his
last,
old age.
he did beat me last year. Um, I don't know. I'm not expecting like if you're a Giants fan, aren't you pretty upset right now? The only silver lining is you got Jameis
And
because
I guess it just tells you that you're not drafting a quarterback in this class. So you could be, maybe you're excited because if you have another bad year, you're in the running for Arch Manning.
yeah, yeah, I don't want that.
But
I
that's
don't
a
want him
terrible
to do that.
mentality to have. You're already looking to the 2026 season before this season's even played. So
Mm. I'm not scared of Russ though, man.
okay.
Uh, I expect him to be a lot more the same as we saw him the past year on the Steelers, where no mobility whatsoever anymore, and just chunking the long ball on third and medium, and it'll work sometimes. I don't think the Giants are anywhere. I don't think they can sniff the playoffs next year with it, with who
Mm-hmm.
they're going to have under center, regardless of them two. Sadly, I hate to say it about Jameis. Maybe if they gave him a real shot, Cody.
Are we so are we officially coining Russ as slightly limited now?
Um, yeah, I think he's slightly limited,
Okay.
but in an unlimited manner.
Yeah. So
His
maybe like
mentality is unlimited, but I think his body's limited.
so maybe like 95% unlimited or
Yes,
90.
in between, maybe. Right, right. Would if your body's limited, can your mind still be unlimited, or do you need to limit your body at that point to become
I
maybe
think
more unlimited?
I think if your body and mind aren't in lockstep with each other in sync, I think you could get yourself into trouble.
But could he get back to being unlimited if he got his mind limited with his body? I think
He'd be
so.
better off. He'd be better off that way. If he was 80% body, 80% mind, that's better than 80% body and 100% mind.
Correct.
And then that would now make him unlimited again, but still slightly limited.
So right around 90 to 95%.
Yeah. Yeah. Just what
All
we
right.
said.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
last
the
thing
math.
we got one more thing on the docket before we get to a question, Cody. Let me make sure this question isn't what
Oh, could be
this topic's
related.
about. Because if it is, yes, it is. So we're going to go straight to the question then, Cody. How about that?
Well, we gotta do
Oh, yeah, we do.
yeah.
Last, what we got? What's on your mind?
Mhm. I'm ready if you need a second.
No, I got mine too. So what's you go first though? What's on your mind, brother?
Um, what's on my mind, man, is baseball's back. Opening weekend was this weekend. Hope everyone got to watch their team. The Braves started off in the place last season ended, and that's against the Padres. We were out in San Diego. They swept us in the playoffs last year. They swept us this opening weekend. 4 game series. The
Mm.
Braves ended that series on, I believe, a 22 inning runless streak. And then on Sunday against the Padres' fourth starter, we sent the minimum number of batters up to the plate. While it was not a no hitter nor a perfect game, we sent
Mm.
27 up and 27 down. Um, you throw a double play in there. I think that's how that happens. Um, the Braves are in trouble, and that's what's on my mind. Um, Everything that was working 2 years ago is not anymore. Um, Ozzy Albies, uh, Matt Olson, I think he had his one good year. I don't think he's ever going to return to anywhere close to the form he was 2 years ago. Austin Riley, question mark. Um, it's sad when Marcelo Zuna and is like the only person I'm comfortable with coming up to the plate right now. And when he gets on base, Jay, he just gets thrown out. He just finds a way to get thrown out on the base paths.
Mm.
Um, so Acuna coming back soon, Strider coming back soon. That's not going to save this team, man. This team, I think we're going to have a coach get fired mid-season. Uh, I hope our hitting coach goes with him.
Mm.
And the talent is there, man. We've seen it. It's the same players. We just got to find a way to pull it back out. I think this is going to be a disappointing year for the Bravos. I'm trying not to overreact just because we're 4 games into a
Oh,
162 game season, but that's how it
yeah.
feels right now.
Well, I've always thought that the worse the Braves start, the better they actually are when it comes. You know, I feel like were they pretty bad this season? They won it all, Cody, in the beginning, or
Um,
is that a
they,
false memory of mine?
I mean, they got hot at the end of the year. They definitely weren't like a good team early in the season, or at least they, you weren't thinking of them as a World Series contender. Um,
You think they're out? So you're saying 4 games in, they're not in these playoffs?
I'm not saying that. Um, I'm saying I'm very concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need Acuna healthy and Strider back, but it's going to take more than that. And I fear that there may be uh, manager changes,
Mm-hmm.
if you know what I mean.
Well,
Um,
were you able to watch them this weekend, Cody?
I watched, yeah. So um, the Braves have to tweet it out. This is how you watch the games this weekend because no one can figure it out otherwise. And there's a FanDuel Sports Network now, Jay, that you can try to watch them on. However, if your zip code isn't Georgia, you're not going to be able to watch them on that. So I couldn't watch them Thursday. Um, Friday they played on some niche thing. that
Mm,
I've never heard of. They're going to have 10 games on it this year. You have to have YouTube TV for that.
mm.
Um, Fortunately, Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday, were nationally televised games. So I was able to watch those two. Um, but unless I pay for a VPN to change my zip code to Georgia, I don't know how I'll watch the games this year. So that still needs to be figured out.
Well, the O's in Masson, well, Masson's changed to like Masson 1 and Masson 2, and
Hmm.
one Masson's not on YouTube TV. So I haven't. My O's are now have vanished from my eyes. So I'm in this boat with you now.
Dude, the
Why
commissioner's got to do something about this.
why doesn't one streaming app just buy them, dude? Just add it into a package where, oh, if you're on Netflix, you pay $10 a month, or whatever, you get to watch any Major League Baseball game you want,
Yeah.
unless it's on ABC or whatever. It can't be as hard as they're making it out to be, Cody. This kind of
These
goes
streaming
with
these
NIL.
streaming services have ruined everything, man, because it used to be, yeah, the Braves weren't on TV, but I could watch them on my computer every single day, no matter where they were, because of however it worked back then. Shouldn't be harder now than it was 15 years ago.
But it is.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
Commish, do something.
Help. Help.
Yeah. Well, um, now that we've got that out of the way, Jay, do you want to let us know what's on your mind?
I do, man. I don't know if this has been on my mind before. We've done so many of these wonderful shows, but man, it's the speed limit, and it's the speed limit's there for a reason, Cody.
Hmm.
I was on the road this past week, on a back road, and I'm going about 58 and a 55,
Hmm.
floating between 60 and 55, coming around corners, pretty much.
Hmm.
I got four. It was rush hour track. Well, not rush hour on these roads, but it's when the busiest these roads are going to be. And four people behind me, they finally get it. The person on my rear end is they finally get a chance to pass me. They pass me, the next car passes me, the next car passes me, and the next car passes me. The final two cars, and this person, the original one that passed me, they passed me and go about 60, maybe 60 miles. So they all passed just to be in
Hmm.
the same line we were in. I'm just now in the fifth one in line. The last two that passed me almost wrecked. And the last one that passed me made a right into a driveway no less than a mile later.
Mm.
And it was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. And I'm all for uh, if you're on the freeway, you're going the speed limit, be in the right lane. That way
Hmm.
everybody gets around you. But I'm talking back roads where you can't see what's around the corner, especially when you're the fourth person passing me in this situation.
There's passing
And
lanes.
yeah, it's it's not that serious. Let's get there safely. The speed limit's the speed limit, brother. That's what's on my mind.
Why is everybody in a hurry nowadays?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Everyone just keeps moving faster, moving
Hmm.
faster. Why? You know what I've noticed, man? Most of the time when people pass me, and it happens because I usually don't do more than five over, especially on a 2 lane road. And if you're riding my bumper, I'm not going to change my speed. Um, you know, but most of the time when people pass me, man, we'll get called at the same stoplight.
Hmm.
It doesn't usually save you that much time. And I don't think you should be passing people that are doing the speed limit or five over. Uh, and I certainly don't think you should be passing people in no passing zone. What's the rush? You know,
Hmm.
what's the
Yeah,
rush?
I guess everyone's excited to get home. after a long day, but you've already made it that long.
Is
You
it
can make
worth
it.
your is it worth your life?
No, Cody, it ain't.
Yeah,
It just ain't.
yeah.
Go the speed limit.
I'm glad when we bring up driving on here, man, because I hope this reaches the children.
Mm-hmm. No
Yeah.
need to speed out there.
Mm-mm.
These roads are safer without the speeding.
No, no. You wanna should we hit him with the question? We
Yeah,
got a question this week, right?
Rob Payne from Kansas City. He's got one, which was going to be a topic to get today, so I'm happy we read it. Uh,
I got breaking news.
well, question, or are we going to break the news?
I gotta break this news real quick. This isn't this was 4 hours ago. Um Jurickson Profar, Braves leadoff batter this year, just tested positive for PEDs.
Well, they ain't working, huh?
No.
Yeah, Cody, you're
Had
right.
that.
You're right about this stuff.
Now I'm worried we got a culture problem.
Yeah, you
You know
clean
who he
house.
was teammates with last year?
Tell
Not
me.
Otani. No, I wish. Tatis though, a known cheater.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Sorry to interrupt.
So, Rob Payne from Kansas City, with baseball season getting started, what are your thoughts on these torpedo bats that the Yankees are hitting nukes with? Should more teams try them out, or should the league try to ban them? Sounds like the Braves need to try them out, Cody.
Yeah. When I saw it, man, I'm very anti-Yankees. Don't get me wrong. Uh, but if the league approved it and now they're hitting a bunch of dingers with these bats, I mean, they hit eight in one game, and then the next game I was watching, they had three in like 3 innings. I don't know if they hit any more after, but if the league approved it and we're getting more dingers, I think all the teams should use them.
Yeah, you get right or you get left, man. You better jump on board, whatever they're doing. Apparently, it's open to the public. I just, like you said, we're not tooting the Yankees' horns. We just, I hate they're the ones that figured it out first, but it
Yeah,
is what it is. You better catch up. I want whatever they got. It's kind of like, I guess, when maybe this ain't the best comparison, but when everyone found out there was an atomic bomb in play, everybody got atomic bombs. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Like
It
if they're,
happens quick too.
yeah, it's. I don't know how every team ain't trying them the next day it came out.
So
All these analytics. There's no telling how many analytic guys are
I think
working
there
for
was
MLB.
another team with a player that had him, but I think I don't know which team, but I think the Yankees were like doing testing, man, and noticed like the writing or the engraving where players' names and
Mhm.
stuff is out on the bats. So like they did a bunch of testing and saw the majority of contact is made just below that, like a little bit more in on your hands than where the barrel is. So they made that part of the bat fatter, so there's more wood there, which to my dumb brain makes a lot of sense. And
Mhm.
I saw clips of some of the Yankees home runs this year, and that's where all the players were making contact right on that fat part of the bat. So, um,
Makes you wonder what took so long. It's a pretty simple answer.
yeah, and we've all seen like slow pitch softball bats that are shaped that way. It's not like this is foreign to hitting balls. It's just foreign to Major League Baseball. Um, I think it's awesome, man. I'm all for anything that helps the offense.
Amen.
It's too hard to hit nowadays. Every single pitcher's throwing 98 miles an hour with movement. Um,
And the bat
just
looks pretty cool, if you ask me, man.
yeah,
It don't
dude.
even look like a baseball bat. It looks like a some from a movie,
Yeah,
maybe from the future.
I say get with it, or you're gonna get left behind.
Yep. O's, I hope you're listening. O's off
Yeah,
to a 3-2 start. All divisional games.
not bad.
Mm-mm.
You know, it's crazy. The Yankees did all this research and spearheaded like the rollout of this thing, like the first people to use it, and they're gonna get like a week's head start on everyone else.
Yep.
Everyone else gonna be doing it ASAP, or should
You
be.
If do you maybe the Yankees should have waited to use this though, like
Yeah,
kept it
they
in
should
that
have
pocket
waited.
till October,
Should have waited till October.
bust them out against the Dodgers,
Yeah, just start hitting bombs everywhere. I mean,
checkmate.
I think it's pretty cool.
Maybe this is I think that's right, man. The Yankees they showed their cards too early this time, man.
Yeah.
This is good for everybody, good for major leagues, all the other teams involved that they decided to give out their secret for free, pretty
And
much.
guess, and if you weren't the team that played the Yankees this weekend, you were at no disadvantage. You just got to learn for free.
Who they show their they decided to do this against the Brewers, not even a team in the division. They're idiots.
Yeah.
Well,
So, congrats, Yankees. Um, I
that's a
think
wrap.
that's all. That's all we got. Yeah, that's all we got.
We'll see them in
Um,
April. We're going to crown a champion this week, a
see
national
you in
champion.
April. Happy April Fool's Day.
Hmm.
Oh, Jay, we had UFL this weekend.
Oh, dude, I forgot.
I didn't.
Showboats are a lot more the same.
I didn't watch. I saw y'all were favored. Did you
Well,
lose?
yeah, they didn't get in the red zone until about 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Okay. DC Defenders took care of business. 1-0.
It
That's all.
feels, yeah, it feels like a lot, the same thing as last year with these showboats. But like I said, I'll sacrifice my UFL team for my NFL team each and
And
every
you,
year.
yeah. So, and you did it last year because you made
I
the
sure
NFC
did.
Championship. Yeah.
Sure did.
Unfortunately, some of us had to sacrifice both.
But not this year, Cody.
Not this year. It's a new year. Uh,
Draft month.
yeah. Happy April. A lot of big things in April. More importantly, at the end of it will be 30 days or 31, 30, closer to football season.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. That's a wrap.
Toodaloo.
See you guys.